Good morning, everybody, and I hope you're doing fine. So, for today's devotion, firstly, I really want you to answer these 3 questions that I have for you. The first question is, what is a high priest, and what role do they have? What is their role? This is the first question. If you might need to pause and think for yourself, you can go ahead and do that. The second question is, what is the new covenant and what does it entail? Number 3, the question is, which experience do you know God by? In your life, in your personal life, which experience do you say, in this experience, in this time of my life, if it wasn't God, I don't know what would have been of me. So I want you to go ahead, take a moment and think of answers to these questions. Okay, I'm hoping we have done all that so we can continue now. So in Hebrews 8, the first thing that stood out to me was the first verse, chapter 1, verse 1, it says, "Now this is the main point of the things we are saying. We have such a high priest who is seated at the right hand." The main point, who is seated at the right hand of the throne of the majesty, where in the heavens. So this is like my main point. We have the high priest, the right hand, and in the heavens. And this is referring to who? Of course, it's referring to Jesus Christ, right? He is sitting right there in the right hand in the heavens. Next to who? Next to God. And this is our high priest. So in my definition, I put the high priest as an intercessor. He is my representative. He is our representative. We have an intercessor, the one that is between us and God. So this is like my back door. This is like my link, right? And I've been thinking, so if I have like a link that is connecting me directly to God, why am I kind of like suffering some of these things that I'm suffering in my life? Why am I not using this direct link that I have? Because it was already said in the Bible that, you know what, we will all get to heaven through him, the Son. So if I'm not using him, if I'm not using this connection, what am I doing? And this was like a thing that I wasn't thinking about. I was just taking for granted, right? Thinking, oh yes, Jesus, oh yes, he's at the right throne, at the right side, but he's just actually like our link to it. Because you know what, we have all of that here on earth. You know what, there is like, they'll tell you, oh, you want to go to the bank, just call Mr. So-and-so and he will make things quick for you. You want to go to the embassy, call Mr. So-and-so. You have this problem, just, call Jesus. He will get it through to God and everything will be fixed, right? First question answered. The second question, the new covenant. So in the new covenant, God says he will forgive our sins, restore our fellowship, and he will be our God, and we will be his people. That's what it's all about, the new covenant. And it will be engraved in us. It will be engraved in our hearts, in our minds. And there is no need for us to hear about God from other people. There is no need for us to teach about him, because he is already so known. We know him from our personal experiences. We know him personally, which takes us to question number 3. What is your experience with God? What is the one thing that you know God for in your life, that you say, if this wasn't God, I wouldn't be here? Because I know for a fact that at one point I stopped going to church. I remember Pastor Wale or Pastor Chidira will be coming like, oh, Tafa, it's been a while since we saw you in church. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm coming. Then at one point I was going once a month. At one point I was going like 2 times in a week. At one point I was going every month, but I would just go to church. Immediately the church is over, I'm out of there. But then with time, as time was passing by, I was making it a regular thing. I was doing it. And when I think of that, when I think of my life then, because the life that I was living, it was not deserving of me being called a child of God. It was not deserving of me being intimate with God. And then when I think of that, and when I see where I am right now, though it's not like where I want to be, but from where I am coming from, I know that this experience, if it wasn't God, it is my personal experience with Him. And for that, I'm just grateful that I am where I am today. So I just hope and pray that as we live in today, as we read about Hebrews chapter 8, we are reminded that what is our experience with God, and we are reminded that we have Him, we have Jesus as the high priest. He is there to take care of all our needs. He's there to be our intercessor. He's there to be our exchange between us and God. And I hope this will bless you. Thank you.